You're a mess, Jules.
Bugger off. Ugh.
Can't you see I have company? I hear you're in charge of the sword fighting tournament.
That's right, Henry. What is it? Would you like to try your hand?
First, I want to ask you something.
What do you want to know?
Who do I fight first?
Our young older was supposed to be the first, but nobody's seen him since the ceremony. Him and the bride must have sneaked off.
So I'm out of luck.
Don't you worry. You can challenge me instead. If I'm enough for you.
I'll be happy to take part.
You want to get right into it?
Let's do it.
I'm glad someone has mustered the courage. I was about to fall asleep here. You gave me a hard time, I'll give you that. But what can you do? I ain't the youngest no more.
Excuses, gnarly. Nothing but excuses.
Hey, don't be cheeky, youngster.
What now?
The bailiff's son's next. All you need to do is challenge him.
What can you tell me about him?
About Svatya? Hard to say. I don't really know him that well. But he can probably handle a sword, seeing as how he signed up for it of his own accord. Unlike our young lord, who was ordered to do it.
I understand. I'll go and challenge him.
I didn't want to ask in front of Lord Sameen, but tell me, haven't we met before? You look familiar. I feel like I've seen you before. Didn't you serve at Trotsky?
No, I didn't. Me and my master were to deliver a message there.
Is that so? I've no recollection of you or your master, but little wonder. Lord von Berghoff receives countless messengers.
But you wouldn't even let us...
I said I don't remember.
Why didn't Lord von Berghoff come?
How should I know? He must have been delayed somewhere.
Tell me something I don't know. We all saw him there. Does no one really know anything? Shall we go looking for him, sir? No! At least for now. Let's not raise any suspicions that something's wrong. There's only a small group enough. No one would notice. Everybody stays where they are, you understand? We've got some seriously drunk fellas from Kharkov and Shelyov here. The fight is about to break out. So I need you here and nowhere else. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Has anyone... Henry? I just saw Yurko, and I think he's pretty soused. I thought you were supposed to watch him.
It's better this way. Believe me. A wise man once told me a sober Moravian is far more trouble than a drunk one.
That sounds like Yurko talking.
Indeed. And he ought to know about Moravians.
Oh, to hell with it. I have to admit, Yurko seemed a little less surly right away. If only he didn't have to sing. Well, I suppose you can't have everything.
The beggars are gone. They won't embarrass you anymore.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I just hope Cook doesn't give me a hard time about it.
I managed in the end and got the food elsewhere.
Ah, that's good. You know, she's a good cook, but she can also be a real thorn in my side. I just regret that I can't repay you as I promised, after you helped me out like this, since Lord von Berkoff hasn't turned up.
Oh well. Can't be helped.
Perhaps you'll soon have another opportunity.
Lord Semi, what will happen with that robber from Apollonia now that we captured him?
You mean Gules? You might find it hard to believe, Henry, but the man is of noble birth. That means I can't simply lock him up or, God forbid, execute him. So I took him into my service.
Is that right, sir? Are you certain you can trust him?
No, that's why he has to prove himself.
How?
It looks like we didn't wipe out all the bandits who were pillaging with him. So his first task will be to take care of what's left of his own band.
Sir, do you know where I can find your son and his bride? I'd like to congratulate them.
Sorry, I haven't seen them for a while either. Don't bother them too much. Let them have some peace. They'll need rest after everything today.
Why didn't Lord von Bergoff come? I thought you were waiting for him before starting the ceremony.
If I did, my son might never be married. I don't know why he's not here. The Chamberlain said he'd sent someone to look for him, but they found no sign of him. Till we meet again.
Father, have you seen the bride and groom? I'd like to personally congratulate them.
I haven't. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen young Aldous since he made his vows.
And the bride?
A few moments ago, Agnes was talking with the cook's daughter.
Thank you, Father. I won't disturb you anymore.
God be with you. Till we meet again.
You come to play dice?
I don't play dice.
So what do you want?
I wanted to congratulate you. You're marrying off your daughter. What a day.
Aye. Well, thanks. And you'll drink to it with me?
Naturally. I won't turn down the father of the bride.
I'm happy to hear that. Here's to my Agnes.
To the bride.
What are you doing here? I hope you don't get into another brawl like you did at my place.
First of all, I didn't start it. And secondly, who'd you take me for? I know how to behave at a wedding.
I hope so. I'll tell Lord Sameen to watch out for you.
Blessed evening to you.
What do you think of those nomads in the camp by the pond?
Folk don't like them here. As long as they were just noisy and messy, it was fine. But then they got into a fight over that girl of theirs. The bastards pulled out their knives and the worst almost happened. Lord Semin should finally get rid of this rabble. Farewell.
Henry, my sweet.
One would think he's almost avoiding us.
Greetings. Hey, you're all bloody.
I know now how it is with the apparition you saw by the cross.
Really? So tell me, who did I see at the cross? It still keeps me up at night.
It was Conrad, an old friend of the hermit Ambrose, and a knight of the cross with the red star. Ambrose sent him to dig up his secret hiding place, and you surprised him there.
I surprised him. I'm the one who almost dropped dead. Have you got any proof? So I know you haven't just made it all up.
I talked to Conrad, and he owned up to everything.
My God, you spoke with that apparition?
There's no devil here, and never was. This was nothing more than a dispute between their order and the Bishop's Inquisition.
Thank God that's all there is to it. And may the old hermit's soul rest in peace. And thank you, too. If you need anything from the apothecary, I'll put in a word with my husband. He's very good. And take this book. It might come in useful for you. Or you can sell it. I'll be with you and have a pleasant evening.
Henry,
Oh my God! Why are you all covered in blood? What do you want?
Excuse me, my lady. I'm looking for the Newlyweds. Would you know where they might be?
And why are you looking for them, lad? Is something wrong?
No, not at all. I'd just like to wish them good luck in their marriage. Lots of healthy children and so on.
You're kind, but I can't help you. Our older doesn't like crowds, so I expect they found a quiet corner somewhere to be alone.
Then I shouldn't disturb them.
True. I imagine they're not really in the mood for congratulations right now. God be with you.
What do you want?
well, you, of course. I want to tell you something, although you probably already know what.
Tell me what's on your mind.
Well, I like you so much. I said it. I'm sorry.
Forget about it, girl.
Why? Don't you fancy me?
I do, only I can't.
How come?
I know what you want from me, and I also know you wouldn't be happy.
But why not? I mean, we get on great.
It's a bit embarrassing, but I have a weakness.
That still won't put me off. What weakness?
I once got kicked by a horse and well, since then, I just can't.
You can't what?
I can't serve as a husband, nor as a lover. I just can't.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. So, well, forget I said anything. Take care.
You alright?
Spinning. Everything's spinning.
Lord be with you.
Have you seen the bride or the groom?
The bride? Yes.
And where can I find her?
Agnes? Well, she mentioned she needed to take a break from the crowd for a while, and then she set off towards the fortress. I suppose she's looking for Older. She's at her wit's end with him.
Thanks. I'll go and have a look for them.
See you later, my friend.
They'll come to what
Have you seen Older and Agnes?
No, but I am seeing two of you, laddie. Hey!
Pig.
So what? We're at a wedding, are we not? We're drinking to the health of the Newlyweds. And anyone who doesn't drink is only wishing them grief. So get boozing, laddie.
Thanks for nothing. I'd like to challenge you to a duel, Svatya.
Well, how could I refuse?
You might come to regret it, though.
Fucking hell! What the fuck was that? Christ! I'm hit!
Nice work, Henry. He wasn't an easy opponent. I never thought the bailiff's boy would be able to swing a sword like that.
It was nothing. I've beaten stronger opponents.
Well, let's see if you can keep it up.
Now I need a drink to drown out the pain.
Good idea, son.
Who am I going to face next?
If you dare, the Old Lord will be the last challenger.
What can you tell me about your lord, Gnarly?
What can I tell you? He's got a lot of experience, but a lot of old man's aches and pains. Be careful, though. Don't underestimate him. As you saw yourself in Apollonia, his age is deceptive.
All right. I'll go and challenge him.
Just don't wait too long. Lord Semi, I'd like to challenge you to a duel.
I'll gladly accept, Henry. But bear in mind, I am not the youngest.
I saw how you fought in Apollonia, sir. And I'd be a fool to make allowances for your age.
I had to try, though. So, what are we waiting for? Fucking hell!
Glory in heaven! Oh dear, oh dear. Not your day, sir, eh?
Oh, what the hell. I'm not in my prime anymore, and Henry here is a very good swordsman.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me, Gnarly, how did Henry do in your tourney?
He beat me, and the bailiff's son.
Oh, but surely he deserves some reward, don't you think?
I can't disagree, sir.
Here you go, Henry. A beautiful neck chain. I had it made in Kuttenberg. I was hoping to give it to my son, but since he doesn't care for it, you certainly deserve it.
I'm honored. Thank you, Lord Semi. Have you seen your sister and young Lord Semi? I want to give them my best wishes for their marriage.
I think I saw them going into the cellar. Their marriage has lasted barely half a day, and they already can't handle it sober.
Can't be that bad, surely.
If I had old Samin for a father-in-law, I wouldn't stay sober either. Farewell, my friend.
You want a punch?
What are you doing here? Who are you?
I'm Henry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I was hoping to find you both here. Sir Older as well. Come now, dry your tears. What's the matter, eh?
It's Older.
Did he...
No. He just disappeared. Left practically right from the altar.
But why? You two look so happy.
I was hoping he'd stay at home more after we were married. Instead of always riding off somewhere. What a silly goose I am.
What was so urgent that it couldn't wait until morning?
I don't know. He didn't tell me, but he often rides off in a hurry.
Didn't he at least tell you when he'd be back?
No. Sometimes he comes back in the evening. Sometimes he's gone for days. He doesn't want to talk about it at all.
I heard he deliberately rushed the ceremony.
Everyone wanted to wait for Sir Otto von Berghoff. He was supposed to be the guest of honor. But Alder was on edge all day. Especially after that messenger arrived. He got impatient and said he wanted to have the ceremony right away.
What messenger?
He didn't carry any lord's colours, just a rider. He came in, exchanged a few rushed words with Alder, and then rode off again. And a little while after the ceremony, Alder rode off too.
Don't worry, he'll be back soon. Nobody would leave a pretty girl like you alone for long.
He couldn't care less about me. His father arranged the marriage mainly for the money they're getting from my pa. You don't have anything to say, do you? At least I see you think I'm right.
I'm sorry.
Oh well, I've already cried buckets. I could use a drink. How about you?
That doesn't sound like a good idea. A bride is supposed to be chaste, fragile, pure.
And the groom is supposed to at least be present, for God's sake. And where is he? So, are we drinking or not?
Oh, I wanted to congratulate you anyway, so good luck, good health. May you soon have a healthy son, and later at least 2 daughters. And may...
Make it short. I'm thirsty.
Here's to you.
Where is the booze? Oh, fucking hell! It's you again! Oh, fight! Fuck off, move! You wanna fuck the bride, huh? It's not what you think!
What are you doing, you drunken fool?
Someone's been coveting the neighbour's wife, eh?
Oh, bollocks!
I'm not gonna blame you. You might have waited until this all went home.
You're in for an arse kicking, you piece of You're gonna fuck! We're gonna gut! Poor son! Go on then! Make a fool of yourself! Right on the money! Fancy move! Fuck that! There! Come on then! Nice! Still believe in yourself? You ain't had enough yet! Had enough, donkey! There, don't spare him! You'll be fine! Let him have it!
I still can't quite do that!
There, don't spare him! We'll finish this quickly!
Oh.
Go!
Quickly, for the love of God, sort out this rabble before they turn everything into firewood!
cursed luck. Well. Distinguished guests.
For the love of God. Does it have to be him?
Trust me, friend.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
We need to have a word with you.
Would your graces care to sit?
I think not.
What brings you to my humble rectory, gentlemen?
Are you all packed, Godwin? I heard you got kicked out of your humble rectory.
So who do I owe that to? You wouldn't have had anything to do with this, would you, Hanush?
You've no one to thank for that but yourself, Godwin. If you hadn't been living like an animal, you wouldn't be regretting it now.
You're wrong, though. I don't regret anything.
And I trust you won't regret hearing us out now. We have a secret mission for you.
Secret mission? Sir Radzig, I hope you're not trying to drag me into some state espionage game of yours. Somehow, over the years, I fell out of the habit of being inconspicuous.
You buffoon! Let his lordship finish!
Do you know about Lord Capon's mission?
Aye. I heard a word or two about that. Where was it you sent him? Trotsky?
Yes, to Sir Otto von Bergoff's castle.
Royal Chamberlain von Berger. The League of Lords fella.
You know more than I'd expect from you.
It doesn't surprise me. I also know that Trotsky is about 3 days' ride away.
2 days, weather permitting.
The young lord should have been back long since then, shouldn't he?
He should. But he's not.
Why did you come to me for this?
For Christ's sake! Get your booze-soaked noggin working. Isn't it obvious? We need you to go to Trotsky and find out what's keeping him.
Why me?
Honestly, I'd like to know that too, Radzig. Why this fellow?
He has experience like few others. You know that, Hanush. And not just in combat. Although he might not look like it at the moment, he is from a noble family, so he knows how to deal with nobility.
What? You're saying this scoundrel in a cassock is blue-blooded?
It's true. And he also understands the common people. Since we don't know what's holding Capon up, we need someone who can deal with whoever he comes across.
I hope you're right. So what do you say, Godwin?
How could I say no after such words of praise?
Well, that went better than I expected.
Oh, don't get ahead of yourself. I won't rest until my nephew is safely back in Perkstein.
When should I go?
Right away.
Fuck! Did they have to lock us up in here of all places? I have a feeling these walls are moving. The cell is getting smaller and smaller. Can you hear me? Let me out! Hey! Hear me!
Oh, give it a rest. No one's come in.
I feel like we're going to be crushed here.
Well, that ought to bring us closer together.
Very droll. I just don't like these kind of places.
Like jails. Not a lot of people do.
No, I suppose they don't. Listen here, Henry. I wanted to say, well, that I'm glad to see you again. Henry?
After all, as you know, I'm just a common dung grubber, while you're the great Bellatore.
Bellator? But I was stupid to think like that. It was stupid. But now I'm sitting here too for behaving like a Bellator. I might have left you in it.
Yeah, you might.
Nevertheless, Henry, I wanted to say that, well, you were right. I behaved badly. Awfully.
Do you realise the shit you got me into? I was stuck in a foreign region, far from home, without money, without my things, and the worst of it all, I was completely alone.
I know! I already said I behaved like a fool, all right? So, what were you getting up to the whole time anyway?
I was working in a mill for some Miller Crazel. I thought I'd have a nice little job hauling the odd sack of flour, but there were lots of interesting things happening there.
I've heard about Crazel too. An odd chap by all accounts.
Odd is putting it mildly. What about you?
I also stuck to what I'm best at.
What, boozing and whoring?
Ha. Hunting.
Where did you get the gear for that? We arrived in Troskowitz like a pair of beggars.
By using the old noggin, pal. I pulled a strong thread out of those rags I had on, made a snare for game, and before you could say jackrabbit, I was hawking half a dozen hares around the local cottages.
Weren't you worried about the local gamekeeper?
That nitwit! I found out he was fond of the booze, so I snooped around his lodge, and when sleeping it off, I went hunting. Once, I even went into his shed and, borrowed a bow and a quiver full of arrows.
Thieving, too, to top it all. Christ!
Oh, give over. Once things are sorted out, I'll give it all back. Shh, quiet! There's something going on outside the door.
Have you seen Captain Thomas? Yarrick says he's in a bad way.
He's right. Them fuckers cut him up good.
Last I heard from Father Nicodemus, though, was that his wounds are healing.
Aye. Only he's been struck down by a fever. And the Sawbones is away with Sir Otto.
Good God!
Captain Thomas! Yes! He met us before we reached the pond, didn't he? We showed him our letter.
But he's in a fever. You heard them.
Oh, we'll deal with that somehow. Hey!
Leave it be.
Hey! Open up, you rabble! We're messengers from Ratai. Your captain can confirm it. Do you hear?
Again?
Those damned fools won't give us any peace.
Come on, fellas! Be reasonable. We're envoys of the Lord of Lipa.
About time. Just you wait till Lord von Berghoff hears how you treat a noble.
You, come with me to the courtyard. Chamberlain says we ain't gonna waste bread on you for nothing. We've got a job for you.
What about me? I want to talk to the captain right now.
You want to talk to God, fella. You're getting the gallows for poaching.
What? You can't hang a nobleman.
Jesus, wait! Hear that? That bell's tolling for you, mate. 12 more times, and the priest will come for you. Hans!
But you can't!
Hans, don't worry, I'll fix it! Move it!
I'm a nobleman! You hear me? I'm a noble! I'm Sir Hans Capon of Bergstein.
So, if you want to get out of here, you'll have to make amends and work off your debt. For a start, you can carry all the charcoal from this wagon up to the store.
Wait, though. What's going to happen with Capon?
With that madman? He was poaching, so he'll swing.
But he really is a noble.
Ain't you a bit old for fairy tales, son? Once the bell tolls for the 12th time, it won't matter a damn who he used to be anyway. If you want to do something for him, pray. And best pretend you don't know him.
Your Captain Thomas can testify that we're envoys from Ratai. It's the truth, I swear.
Don't you say a word about our captain. We don't know if the poor fellow will live to see morning. They moved him during the night to the chapel at the very top of the Maiden. It seems only God can help him now.
Why did they move your captain to the chapel? All that way up?
So he'd be closer to God. Either the good Lord will help him, or take him to his bosom. The captain's in a really bad way. And our Sawbones is away with Lord von Bergov.
And can I go there? I really have to talk with Captain Thomas.
Don't fucking annoy me, fella. You got off lightly so far, believe me.
What? You won't even let me pray in the chapel?
We will not. You're not allowed inside at all. And don't let me catch you snooping around there.
What about my things? You took everything away from me.
That's what happens to people in jail. When we set you free, you'll get your stuff back. In the worst case, we might keep something to cover the damages you caused at the wedding. Got it?
Got it. Do you always ring the bells before an execution?
Aye, it's a local custom. They say back in the past, the local lord slept through a scheduled execution, and they had to release the condemned man. Don't worry, that won't happen today.
What happens when I'm done with this?
What do you reckon? You'll get another job, and when there's no more work for you, you can bugger off wherever you like.
That's all?
Aye? What'd you expect? The axe? Lord von Bergov is strict, but he ain't a tyrant. But poaching now, that's another matter.
I'll get to work then.
Good lad. The store's up by the gate to the inner bailey. Orsina the blacksmith is idling around somewhere there. He'll think up some job for you. Or go down to the outer bailey where they're building the scaffold near the gate. They'll be working up there for sure. And no wandering around where you're not allowed. Don't stick your nose inside the castle. Got it?
Yeah. Got it.